Hello family. Once again, welcome to Sementia Farms. And I know that Christmas is just around the corner. Ta-na-na-na-na-na. And if you're a poultry farmer like me, you're probably thinking, what should I invest in at this season? Is it broilers or is it layers? And that is why today I have dedicated this time and this episode to advise you and share some experience with you on what to invest in during this Christmas season. If this is what you're interested in, please click on the subscription button below and click on the notification bell so that anytime I release a new video either about poultry farming, cattle farming, goat farming, sheep farming, and so on and so forth, you will be alerted and can go in with your pen and book and learn something about agriculture, which we know is missing in our continent. If you're new to the poultry industry, then let me take a minute of your time and educate you on what a layer is and what a broiler is. So, in the chicken or poultry farm industry, when we say a layer, layers are birds that we rear for their eggs. So somebody will say, I have a layer farm, or my birds, my chicken are layers. That means that he is producing eggs and not mostly focusing on the meat aspect of it. On the other hand, when we look at broilers, so a broiler farmer is producing for meat. So the only difference between layers and broilers is for eggs and it's for meat. Yes, sometimes these things can be a bit different because at a certain point we might sell the layers as well for their meat. Another big difference between layers and broilers is that layers are going to take about 16 to 18, sometimes even goes all the way to 20 weeks before you're going to see a single egg from a chicken. 16 to 18 or 20 weeks depending on how well you feed them. As you guys know, when I picked my first egg at the farm, I was super excited and that took me 16 weeks, so I was very lucky. I know people who have taken them 20 weeks before they saw a single egg. So imagine feeding whatever amount of birds that you have, whether 5,000, whether 1,000, whether 500, for 16 weeks, which is 4 months before you see an egg. Broilers, on the other hand, takes only 6 weeks with the right feeding and they are matured enough to go to the market. So if you're thinking about another big difference between layers and broilers, then there we go. Layers are going to take 16 to 18 weeks before you can sell a single egg. Broilers, on the other hand, within 6 weeks, they are ready to be sold. Money flowing into your pocket right away after 6 weeks. So I guess you're thinking what I'm thinking, that depending on your capital, you have a choice to make. I'm not going to make the decision for you. I'm here to share the information and the knowledge that I have in poultry farming, so you can make the decision by yourself. So let's come to the topic of today and the season of the year, which is Christmas. And as poultry farmers, we know Christmas is the season where we make enough money. So what are some of the problems or things that you need to think about if you're wondering either to go for layers or to go for, broilers? And as I said, the timing is very important. So now we have 4 months before Christmas. So with these 4 months, you're asking yourself, should I go in for layers or should I go in for broilers, right? And layers, as we all know, is going to take us 16 weeks, which is 4 months. So exactly in December, you're probably going to start seeing some eggs. If you go on the other side, which is broilers, what you're going to do is you have enough time to prepare before your birds are matured for the market. So timing is very, very crucial. Don't forget that you need to take into account the number of months, weeks, days that is going to take for you to order and for your order to come in. If you live in Ghana like myself and know the situation in Ghana where sometimes it can take up to 3 months before you even get your birds, then you need to consider that factor as well. So the number one thing to consider before making this decision is the time frame that you have. Do you have enough time to go in for layers or broilers? The next thing I would like to talk about, which in every business and every idea, is demand. What is the demand like in your local area or wherever you're selling it? Do you have the demand to be able to go into either layers or broilers? We all know that during Christmas, prices of eggs spikes. It's on top of the roof. And last year, we were all witnesses of that. Who knows what COVID is going to bring? So I can assure you that for me and in my local area, I am very confident that if I have eggs by December, it will definitely be sold out. Prices will also go up. Demand will also go up. Broilers, on the other hand, demand also goes up during Christmas, but for a very limited amount of time. So mostly between the Christmas season, which is maybe from the 24th to maybe 27th. And if you're not able to sell your birds within that time, then you're in trouble. So it is kind of a bit risky, but if you have the demand, please, then you can consider that option, right? It is short term, it is quick money, but you need to do your research and make sure that you have the demand ready. I think the last thing I would like to say is the cost involved. As we all know, 16 weeks and 6 weeks definitely involves a big gap of expenses. If you're going in for layers, then you need to make sure you have a fat pocket, because you're going to spend for the next 16 weeks without getting any return on your investment. But if layers is your dream, but because of the Christmas season, you want to take advantage of the demand for broilers and really do something quick and get a turnaround and invest that money into layers, then your 6 week might be the best option for you, because layers is going to be capital intensive. With about 2,000 birds, you're looking at spending about $2,000 and 10,000 Ghana cedis every single month, depending on how you're even, if you have feed or you're going to source it from outside, the price might vary. And also, again, as always, depending on where you are. So one thing to look at is also what capital do you have before you go into it, because the saddest thing is having layers and around 9 weeks or 10 weeks, you don't have money to feed them. It is going to affect their laying. It's going to definitely interrupt your profit margin. And again, the growth of the bird. So please make sure that you have enough capital, or choose the broilers and make sure you have the capital to feed them for the next 6 weeks. So guys, as always, the best advice is what I can give you. You guys have to make the right decision for yourself. You have all the information that you need. If you need more or anything from me, please write in the comments below and I will quickly answer you. If you want to spend more time going into planning of your pen, feeding, vaccination, anything else, there is a description button below. Please click on that description button and you can book a time with me where I will show up and be able to have a one-on-one conversation with you. Thank you very much for watching and stay blessed.